I have several very close Jewish friends. I learned early in life the wonderful things about uh, Jewish religion, encouraging people to study, also to respect the law. I think the first five books of the Bible are called the law by some. And when I was first month of college, there was a flu that struck Dartmouth College, and there were maybe over 1,000 of us lying out in various uh, gathering halls, dance floors, and one thing or another on army cots being taken care of. It only lasted a few days, but it made people really sick while we were sick. And as I lay there on that army cot, we were all just laid out. Oh. And I looked over there, and here was this man lying there studying his government uh, textbook. And I was like, what? And so I talked with him a little bit. He was a junior, I was a green freshman, but I kind of kept track of him. And I'd bump into him once in a while on the sidewalk and say hello. Well, one fine day it came out in the Dartmouth newspaper, student newspaper, he'd been made a Fulbright scholar. And I was like, wow, the concentration, the determination. Um, when I first got to Dartmouth, I became pals with a couple of guys who said they were going to turn out for the freshman basketball team, Bill Blue and Stephen Wagner. And we went down to the gym and shot baskets together and one thing and another. And when we had the freshman picnic, a bunch of guys sort of filtered in together and started making jokes with each other and so on. And they were joking about their big noses. And all of a sudden, I remember my dad had told me there's what a stereotype is. It's when people gather up a little bit of information and then they generalize it out to everyone of that class, and that it's wrong and stupid, but it's a stereotype. And he said, you know, us Dutch people, we have big noses. Uh, and he said, but also people from Southern Europe, some of them have big noses. So people say, oh, Jews have big noses. He says, that is a stereotype. But these guys were kidding around about their noses, and all of a sudden I said, are you Jewish? They looked at me and they all cracked up because, sure, they had identified each other as strangers and gathered because they thought they were Jewish. The other guys were Jewish, and they were. So after that, when I'd run into one of those guys on the sidewalk, they'd say, hey, Wyers, are you still Jewish? But later I introduced a friend of mine from Hood River to her to-be husband, Art Wolf, who was the poet laureate of and drama coach and director of his class, and very famous on campus. Art Wolf. They got married, and occasionally she still thanks me for introducing them. I've had a long history of very positive connections and relations with Jewish people, including the guy who was Oregon's first energy planning director named Joel Schatz, the guy that helps me with my videos, and a friend down the street who I see a lot of, and they're the Jewish guys and friends and brilliant people, and very valued to me. And then when I started getting so upset about what Israel was doing, committing genocide in Gaza, I thought, what in the hell? I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm pro-Semitic, but I'm mad at what's being done there by the Jewish people in Israel. So I thought, how are we going to resolve this, Jan? You got to figure your way out of this. And what I came up with is, I also read a book called The Angel of Zin, about a Jewish death camp, and how there were people there that were helping the Nazis get people down into the ovens, uh, and I'm blocking on what they were called, but there was a name for people who were complicit like that. And they had a choice. They could die right now or they could die a little later if they helped the Nazis. And some chose to help the Nazis. But what I decided, what I figured out was that the trauma that has happened to Jewish people over the Holocaust in Germany has scarred them horribly. And now they have a post-traumatic reaction. I liken that attack on October 7th a year ago to, and the response to, you get on the bus and there's a mentally ill person there and they spit in your face and you grab a baseball bat and beat them to death. That is the way I see the response here. It's, oh, people come at us, and they've been doing it for hundreds of years. Pogroms, I guess they're called. Non-Jewish people have been slaughtering Jewish people for a long, long time. And it's now like, okay, you're going to menace me. By golly, I'm going to slaughter you. And that's what's happened. And it's so sad. I consider it to be akin to a mental illness. Of course, I know there are many Jewish people in Israel and elsewhere who are very much against what's being done, but they're allowing that government to continue, and the people who are allowing it have this condition that I consider to be a post-traumatic stress reaction that is akin to a mental illness, because eventually it's going to be suicidal for Jewish people in Israel, I think. I don't have a crystal ball, and I don't know when Iran's going to finish designing that bomb. I don't know what capability they have to deliver it, but I just have a very bad feeling. I also have a very bad feeling about the anti-Semitism that is going to come bubbling up in this country, because people are not going to be happy that it's made us less safe. Our national security is being damaged by the overly aggressive actions of the people in Israel now. And there are going to be people who are going to want to single Jewish people out and be mean to them because of that here in this country. And I hate that. I hate that. I want people to get along, support each other, be kind to each other, for goodness sakes. Why can't we do that? Well, because of scars, I think. Scar tissue. Emotional scar tissue. Somebody told me the other day, well, Hamas has it coming. They attack people. And I said, yeah. I said, you take a dog, you chain him up, you beat him every day, you make him live under the porch. Pretty soon, he's going to come out from under the porch and bite you. That's the way animals behave, including humans. It's so sad. It's so sad. And I don't have the answer to what to do about it, by the way. Don't think I know everything. But I know that I can't morally endorse what's happening there and spending our taxpayers' money killing people.